Here is our solar array. Each panel, 315 watts, gives us about 7.5 kilowatts of energy. Swinging over to the actual building, still under construction. Just put up the Primus wind turbine today. We'll see how that goes. Take you inside, show you what we got going on. Here we have our battery rack. Each battery is 12 volt, 200 amp deep cycle battery. There are 4 separate racks, each rack hooked up in series to create 48 volts, and then each layer is hooked up in parallel to create a total of 800 amps. So this is a 48 volt, 800 amp battery bank system. Swinging over, we have our massive Victron 15 kilowatt inverter. This is a 200 amp, 230 volt system. That comes over to our Victron auto transformer. This transfers it to 240 volt, goes from 50 hertz to 60 hertz. Here we have our Victron charge controller, 450 volt, 100 amps. Love this thing, works great. You can run up to 2 different strings up on it, each one up to 450 volts. All this comes in to our Magnum breaker box. All the PV, battery breakers, AC breakers come in through here. We also have our main battery disconnect. Little Victron shunt that runs in and connects to our control unit. Allows me to read everything on the tablet, on my phone, anywhere in the world, and also right here. Here we have our Primus wind power control unit. It's windy up here on the mountain. And then that goes over to, this is just a 100 amp breaker panel. I plan to run a second 100 amp auto transformer since this is a 200 amp inverter. Give you a little flow of direction of how the electricity flows in. Comes up through the ground, through the chase box, comes up starting in here to our PV breakers. Then it goes out, back down to the chase, up to our charge controller, comes back out, back into our box to our battery disconnect. Then that goes out through the battery to our battery bank. Battery goes up into our inverter. That transfers it from DC to AC energy, comes back out, goes into our auto transformer. Auto transformer has built-in breaker. Comes back down to here, also goes through another set of breakers, and then goes out to our panel.